I apologize if we're losing frames or if the service is bad. I'm going to do the best I can. Talon, thanks so much for subscribing to the channel, bud. 16 of you in here right now. I'll get to the chat, and then we are going to just dive into the week. Last week, we did go live last Monday. Had a crazy week. Probably plan to go live a little bit more than that, but so we're going to talk about a little bit of last week. Definitely dive into some moves, some things I'm thinking about going into this week, and just take any general questions that you have, maybe about the video that I released. I have another video coming out this week that I cannot wait to get out to you. I pretty much show all 300 plus of my options plays that I've made this year. So if by rare chance you're in the live stream and you don't subscribe to the main channel, definitely going to try and get that good. So let me hop back to the top of the chat when I first went in. DL from Newport Beach, thanks for coming in, buddy. David said, in a LEAPS option contract, if you do not close, does it stay open until expiration? Or can the falling stock price be made worthless, expire? When you buy a LEAPS option, so when you buy an option, you have the right, not the obligation, to fulfill or exercise that option at any time before expiration if that option is in the money. So pretty much you hold the control. You can close it, or it can go till expiration. The share price really will mean nothing. If you buy a LEAPS and it goes to zero, that just sucks for you. But you won't be able to do anything because it won't be in the money. Ryan Dempsey said, happy Sunday. Yes, it is. Can't wait to buy more Tattoo Chef. We definitely talk about some Tattoo Chef. Made some good moves on Tattoo Chef this week. They did take a little bit of a dip with earnings, but like I said, as we're seeing, very rarely after earnings do stocks shoot up unless it's something like Tesla or something like that. And, everyone gets in the news and Elon Musk texts something weird out there. Dave, thanks for throwing in the question, guys. If you have any questions, we can make this short and sweet. I can be in and out of here in 10 minutes, or I can stay and definitely answer a couple questions for you. Let's see what else we have in there. Nice. Everyone's saying hello. PJ, what's up? Everyone's in here. Awesome. Watching I never saw Deadpool 2. What else do we got? Still see that. Oh, thanks, guys, for helping me with that audio. Like I said, with a different setup. Los Angeles, California is in the house. Thanks for coming in. Got some Rhode Island, East Coast. I'm on the North Fork, Long Island right now, just outside Chicago. Boom. Good from California. Calgary, Alberta. Is that Canada? What's up, Trap Cracker? How you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Awesome. All right, so I think Brian's from Indiana. Thank you so much. We got a question from Charles. If a cash secure put dives really bad, what's the best play? I got killed on SESN. If it wasn't for your awesome VTI and other advice. Okay, so it really depends, Charles, on when expiration is. Is expiration on Friday? Because if it is, you're kind of screwed, right? You're just going to get assigned, and you're going to have to end up bag holding that until it either recovers, or depending on your basis, you can sell some more puts or some more calls because you're going to get that, so you can wheel. So let's say it dives like 10, 15% below. I don't know how bad you're talking, how much it dove. But, right, you're going to hold those 100 shares. You can cut your losses if this is not a stock you want to hold on to and bag hold for a while. You can just sell it off and take the L, take the lumps. That's going to happen from time to time. Or just start selling covered calls against it above that basis or near that basis and start to recuperate some premium. If it's a stock that you picked out and that you did your research on, it's going to recover. It's going to come back up. It's just a matter of time, Fidelity says I have level 3. However, when I sell a covered call on a position that was acting, it was like it was naked. Is there something else I need to do? I'm not really sure about that. I have not got deep enough into Fidelity yet with the level 3. That's why I'm still wheeling, but I have applied for it, but it was a paper application for me. I don't know if that was because JJ and I did it through the business. But once I get that DL, I'll definitely be able to speak more intelligently on what they allow as far as their options and things like that. And hopefully, in the near future, I can give you a much better answer about that. What accounts do you prioritize if trying to fire? I'm thinking 401k match, max Roth IRA, HSA, 401k brokerage in that order. Trapcacker, it is very, very open what my philosophy is. First day of the year, I'm maxing my Roth IRA out. Boom, that's good. I don't have a 401k. I have 403bs, but if you had a 401k, next would be the match for me. Meets that employee match, no more than that, really. If you have an HSA, not many people have that. That's also a great option first. But the only thing that I'm seeing different than what you would really be saying is I definitely want to max that Roth IRA out first. That's kind of like my go-to. If you have 403Bs and 457s, I tend to go for the 457 first, as we know, because you do not need to wait till you're 59 and a half to take advantage of that retirement account. So if you fire early, you can, use that 457. You don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half for that 403B. But I like your order. I have nothing against it. Just the only thing I would really change. I don't have an HSA. I don't have a 401k, but I talk to people that obviously do. But for me, first day of the year, the Roth IRA has definitely got to be something that's high on my priority list. And I think in my Discord, Aaron Azevedo posted something the other day about lump sum. I pinned it in the ETF and the mutual fund chat inside the Discord. So if you look at the pinned comments there was just an amazing article done with a study over decades of lump sum investing versus dollar cost averaging. You guys know I hate dollar cost averaging. No problem, Charles. When you say 70, I don't know what you really meant by that. NVIDIA should be a great option sell this week. I love NVIDIA. I think just like a lot of things, they are overvalued. And what we're going to start seeing from me as I educate myself more on value investing, and I'll give a full shout out to Everything Money. They've been helping me out, and a lot of things you're going to see them doing are things that I'm learning. And, I really am going to take advantage of puts, which I talked about last week, and I will get to when I get to my plan in just a few minutes. I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of puts in this overvalued market, finding shares that I want at a certain price, selling and writing puts against them for a certain premium that's going to return me a decent return on investment, depending on my time that contract is open, and we'll be good to go. With such a decline on Tattoo Chef on Friday, what's the play? DL, to be honest, nothing's really changed for me as far as Tattoo Chef is concerned. They are in my plays for next week. But if they stay red and they keep going down, it's very, very likely that I'm going to be taking out some more puts on that. I'll pretty much take them at any price they are right now. And if I can get them in the high teens, I'm for that really. But that's going to be the play for me. Just like anything, I can get to like one of my plays, since we're talking about Tattoo Chef. I have leaps options on them as well. I'm doing the poor man's covered call with them. If they go green for a couple days, my basis is so low, I can write calls and break even on that pretty much wherever they are right now. Anything I think over $13, I think is my current break even basis on my poor man's covered calls. So if I can get to that basis, you might see if we have a green day or two, which I'm planning on seeing with Tattoo Chef, right? We saw that with Vuzi. We talked on Monday about everyone going crazy about the Vuzi earnings. It dropped 20% or 10%. It bounced back. I think it took about half back. It got pretty close back up to $13. I actually survived a $13 put and actually got some profit on that. I think on maybe Wednesday or Thursday, I survived the $13 put. So like I said, with earnings, there's always going to be that volatility. Things are always going to take a dip. They're always going to go up, so I tend to just like avoid those. And now that earnings with Tattoo Chef are over with, now we can kind of just back down, maybe take one more week until things start to like dial into where they really need to be. And then I'll be really jumping all over them. Tesla calls this week, I think. So to be honest, Josh, if I owned 100 shares of Tesla, I would be selling calls. I'm not buying any calls on it. I still truly believe, and I am one of those people, as unpopular as it makes me, I still think Tesla is severely overvalued. I love their cars. I love their products. And I am also one of those people when say they're not really a car company. Well, when 92% of their revenue is coming from cars, I still think they're a car company. And I think right now you are paying the premium for when they are not just a car company, if they ever become a car company again. So if I owned 100 shares, I'd be selling calls against them. If I had the money, I'd be selling puts. I'd be selling very, very low puts. Like I'm talking like $200-$300 range puts on Tesla. But other than that, I tend to really avoid Tesla to begin with. Danny Fan, hey Brad. If I don't plan on buying a home for another 5 years, would VTI be fine for my brokerage account? Danny, this is actually, if you follow the Average Money podcast, that question was presented and we did a voicemail. It's the episode that's coming out tomorrow. Generally, what I will tell people is I will say, if you don't need the money for 5 years and you can invest, things for houses and things like that. Anything less than that, if you're planning on buying a house, anything less than 5 years, I probably would just keep it liquid cash. We're talking down payments on house, definitely a couple $1,000s, right? And will it return a little bit? Yeah, but it's, I think, more likely right now for the markets to correct 20% than for you to miss a 20% gain on something like VTI. So 5 years or more, put it in. I don't have a problem with that. Broad-based index fund, that would be my play. I'm not telling you what to do. That would be my play. I definitely wouldn't be aggressive with it. There's different types of camps. Like I said, you'll hear us mention on the podcast tomorrow. JJ would hold it cash. He does not invest any emergency funds. He doesn't invest any savings, nothing like that. He stays very liquid cash. With my income, the consistent income that I have teaching, my wife's income, and this platform, I can be a little bit more, give myself a little bit more of a buffer about how much liquid cash I own as opposed to what I invest. If you're invested in mutual funds, how do you transfer that to Roth IRA? So I assume in a retirement account, one, you need to leave that job, so it has to be an old one. And then you're going to look for something called a backdoor Roth. Look at my videos, Brad Finn, backdoor Roth. It tells you how you can get money from a retirement account. Actually, this would not be a backdoor Roth. It would be a Roth conversion ladder. So you'd look and see, essentially, you're just going to take that, roll it into a traditional IRA account that you open that has $0 in it. As soon as that money clears, you move it into your Roth IRA. You have to wait 5 years to touch it. Okay, so there's Roth IRA contributions and there's Roth IRA conversions. Conversions, you must wait 5 years before you touch. So usually if you're over like 54, 55 years old, you're not going to do that because you have to wait till you're older than 59 to get the money. You might as well just keep it in your retirement account and then grab that money out when you're 59. ES futures down a quarter. Okay, don't really know much about that. I would love to hear more about that. I took profit on my Vuzi put too. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, they did pretty good. So that's pretty much got through the questions, guys. Keep leaving questions if you have any. I'm just going to start talking about other things, other bullet points that I definitely wanted to discuss, questions that I got inside the Discord. If you are watching and you're not a member of the Discord, you can hop in there. That's definitely where I'm getting a lot of this content for it. So last week, my goals were to buy, to close an Apple call that I had. I got rid of that because I wanted to get rid of my Apple shares in the portfolio at JJ. With that portfolio, my goal was to sell an Intel put or two, which I did. I made $450 and that expires in January. If you have any questions about why I would tie up that collateral for that long, just leave them. I'll expand on that. But a lot of people saw that. I did discuss it in that other live stream. So I don't want to be repetitive if you need to go back and check that out. But what that turned into was an 8.17 guaranteed return on my 5,500. The strike price on my Intel call is 5,500. So that's kind of why I would tie up that collateral for that long. I put up $5,500 in collateral. I got myself $450, which is an 8.16 return over the next 6 months or 16% guaranteed return on Intel. I'll take that all day. The reason that I didn't sell two of them is because I wanted to wait and see if it would keep going red. Intel was in the red a little bit this week. I want to see how far it can go and exactly how much premium I could collect, see if I can get to that 10% round. It did not happen. I'm going to continue to watch that. That's one of my plays for this week. I'm hoping to sell more puts on Intel. And like I said, in that 6 to 8 month range. Cisco is another one. I really think that Cisco right now, even they're a little expensive. So I'm going to come down probably about $5-10 on Cisco's current share price. And I'm going to be looking to do some puts there. So that's like in the $4,500 range. So that's kind of another reason why I didn't do Intel. I didn't want to be over leveraged 10 grand into Intel. I'd rather have an Intel and then have some other things that I think are value plays moving forward. And as I do my research, those are going to come out during the week. I wanted to sell a Starbucks call. I actually sold a Starbucks call, and then I was able to get rid of that and buy to close that on Thursday. I think I held it for 3 days. I did pretty good on that, and that probably got me about 50%. That's in the Discord. I don't remember exactly what I got. I could probably bring that up and show you. I wanted to sell a Pepsi call, which I was able to do that. That was open. I had an open leaps on Pepsi, so I wanted to do that. And then I wanted to sell some Vuzi puts, and things just got crazy with Vuzi. I kind of just let them go, kind of like I was just mentioning before with Tattoo Chef. I wanted to give them a week just to let the dust settle, right? And then we can go in and start vacuuming. So that's kind of, that dust has settled this week with Vuzi. I think it's going to sit around the $13 mark right now, $14 mark. So I think I'll be ready now to put in some more puts on them. them, and then I'll be going that route. I like T. Looks like a buy. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am just very, very fearful of T. I never thought that T was a good, strong company to begin with. They just were giving us money, right, at that 7% dividend yield. And every single time we had to make an AT&T video, we had to talk about their debt. We had to talk about DirecTV. We had to talk about all these things that they had going on that were just super, super, like Time Warner Media is good and all, but it wasn't paying the bills. Then when they announced they were going to divide and separate some of their company, they're still looking to sell that. They cut their dividend. They still have all this debt. To be honest, I sold off all my AT&T, and I wish you the best of luck. But frankly, personally, I'm just going to be not even going near AT&T. Just curious, how far did you go out in your leaps? So I guess that was that's awesome that you guys are chatting in the group. I appreciate that. Thanks, Brad. You got me eyeing Intel. Definitely worth doing your research on them. And like I said, my full disclosure, they got put on my radar by the guys over at Everything Money. Same with Cisco. And there's some other ones that they really love that I'm just not into so much. But yeah, no, the value investing is fit right into my conservative investing nature, essentially. So it's something that I'm definitely going to be looking at. Just got it off the chart. Impressive perspective. Yeah, I mean, I am not a technical analysis guy, so I understand where people come from when they use the rules of charting, and I think that people do very, very well. I haven't put in the time and do the research. One day, they're teaching me in the Discord. I'm learning technical analysis. So if you see something on the chart that's good for you, like I said, I'm going to clap when you win. I'm just talking about personally what I'm going to be looking for. And right now, AT&T is just not a strong move for me or something I want to be at. So in this week to come, like what's going on, August 20th is pretty much the monthly's expiration date. So for all of us that have been holding monthlies like Tattoo Chef, like Vuzi, Waste Management, this is a big week. Let me see if I can share my desktop. I won't be able to see you guys, but I won't be able to see the chat for a second, but I just want to show you some of the options that I have open. These are the calls that I have open. Right now I have a Pepsi call open. That's 820, Vuzi 820, Waste Management 20. And this is just my Robinhood portfolio. So I have a bunch of things that are, did I even get that over there? I don't think I switched it over. Stand by. So once again, so I have Pepsi 820, I have Vuzi 820, and I have Waste Management 820. So it's a big week for me as far as my monthlies are concerned. So this is going to be a busy week for me. There's definitely going to be some moves that are going to be making. And also, too, thinking about this is like the great time. If I can close, this is the beautiful thing about monthlies. If I can close some options Monday, Tuesday, now I'm looking at a month and pretty much a week, almost a 5 week, which is really going to help me with theta. If I can get my premiums up pretty high before that, I'm really at that 45-day window where theta really starts to take in. So I'm going to be looking to get rid of those 820s pretty soon before we get to Thursday and Friday and theta really ramps up. If the things don't work out, then I'll hold them till later in the week, but we know they're not going to get to expiration. So I'm going to end up closing. Let me see where they're at as far. We really can't look at options premium right on the weekends, but I think this is as of Friday's price. So we're up on a couple, and like I said, these Vuzi calls, we'll see what happens with the Vuzi calls. What's their current share price? Yeah, they're at $12. So these are going to be fine. I don't think they're going to bounce back this week. Waste Management, what's that currently trading for? $150. So I'm right there. So that's something I'm going to be watching. Pepsi, $157. Their current share price is $156.52. So it's going to be an interesting week. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I just have to plug in my laptop. Stand by, stand by, stand by. I did grab a beer too, I promise. I was talking to them. My whole family's sitting right here. I'm trying to go fast. They're being very quiet for me. They're pretty good to me. What puts do I have? Current puts right now, I think just Intel, because I survived that put. Let me just see. As I mentioned last week, I don't want to show my Fidelity portfolio because that's JJ's. I don't, due to his privacy, I don't want to really show that. But I can look at it and talk about my current positions inside there. Yeah, it's not really been a good, because I got rid of some puts last week as expiration approached. So I have a Tattoo Chef $22.50 put that expires on August 20th of this week. And wow, it seems like forever ago I wrote that. Can you believe it's been 4 weeks? The current value of that is $548. And then I have that Intel 55 put. So those are the 3 puts that I have right now. I see you're drinking. You better, Josh. I'm more, as far as stock, I'm more into Sam Adams. Is Doge really at 33 cents? Oh man, let's go Doge to the moon. I can get down with that. Did I miss any other? I know. Any other companies everyone thinks you should be buying you won't touch? Other than, I mean, to be honest, I'm still for the fact that you can even get down with Altria if you want. It's just personally just not something that I'm really into. It looks like you would be on a put for TTCF. I'm just going to close that, or like I said, or I'll take it at 22.50 because combined, I'll take that at 22.50, and I'll probably have to sit on it. I'll probably have to bag hold, but that's a position that we put ourselves in, and it's something we prepare ourselves mentally before we write a cash secure put. Yeah, 22.50. I thought it was either going to go up or down. It went down against me, but it's 22.50. I'm going to be bag holding it, but I'll end up winning. Charles, I don't know if you know much about the history, but I got a brewery, so all my favorite beers are the ones that I've already made. Favorite domestic. Tara, what's my favorite domestic? Sam Adams. No, Bud Light. Well, that's what I drink the most. I would say my favorite is probably Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Or what? Yeah, well, it's expensive Pale Ale. I don't know what my favorite is. I have too many. Maybe that means I just drink too much. I'm bearish on mRNA and Amazon. I'm going to have to be with you on that. I'm on a Tattoo Chef put, 17.50. Yeah, so you're doing a lot better than me at 22.50. But yeah, that's just something that I'm just going to have to watch. And as we get closer, if that closes, that will be something that we'll probably live stream. Last week was just super busy for me. I took my daughter to her first Mets game. I had a lot going on last week. So we'll talk about daily trades this week so far. But as I mentioned, like Cisco, Intel, I'm going to be looking for those puts, Starbucks, things like that. But other than that, just managing the portfolio and seeing what's going on. I have 3 weeks left before I go back to work and start getting paid again, which is always really, really nice. But that's pretty much what I have going on right now. Do you guys have any last minute questions before we wrap this up and I get everybody home safe? Kids at baseball games are awesome. I'll tell you this. So my daughter's first game, I'll tell a short story. Got there, did the fan zone, got to the seat. She was too light. I had to hold the seat down. She's very light, little. It was already 3-0 the other side. It wasn't going great. Saw these dark clouds come in, starts pouring, thunderstorms, suspend the game. Had to run through the parking lot to the car, got her soaked. We were literally in the stadium for under 30 minutes. I left my house. The ballpark's like an hour away. I left my house at 5. I was home by 9 and ended up getting a rain check, and they reimbursed my parking. So I got to take her to do all the things that she could do in an hour for a 3-year-old, and I still get to go back and enjoy a game. Where are you at? I'm on Long Island, bud. Long Island, New York. Summer's over. NBA trucker. Let's not go too far. My Blake Feely, yeah, what's up, buddy? My summer's far from over. I have a couple more weeks, and JJ's coming one more time as well. So when JJ comes, he's here officially my last week of summer. So when JJ's here, that's my last week. All right, guys. Any other last questions before we get out? I appreciate you guys supporting the new channel. I hope this is like insightful and helpful. There is actually one thing that I do want to talk about real quick. It just came to me. Somebody asked me about the wash rule. I mentioned in the Leaps video about the wash rule, and they just wanted me to go through that quick. They asked me, and I said that I could talk about the wash rule really, really quick. If you sell a stock for a capital gains loss, okay, so you bought it at 100, it's at 90, right? So you just lost $10. That's okay. Everything's net. So it will take away from some of your capital gains, but you are not allowed to rebuy that stock again for 31 days, or you will retake on your old basis of $10. It's the way the IRS, if you take a dip, you can't like take a dip down from 10 to 5, sell off everything and then buy back in, and now your new basis is 5. It doesn't work like that. So that's the wash rule. So you just have to wait 31 days, or you do this with mutual funds where it's not an identical stock, so the IRS doesn't. So for example, I've talked about this where I use VTI and VOO. If there's a 20% more correction, I sell off all my VTI and convert it to VOO and lower my basis 20%. Same thing with VOO. If I'm holding that when there's a 20% correction, I sell it all off. I buy VTI. One's in a total stock market index and one is an S&P 500 index. The IRS considers them two separate mutual funds. They are not identical. So the wash rule is not in play. And the reason this came up was if your LEAPS tanks, right, and you want to sell to close that and then buy another one at a lower basis and ride it back up, you do need to watch out for that wash rule. What did Blake say? Blake, thanks so much, buddy. Yeah, and thanks for subscribing. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to just blabber and take everyone's time, so a quick half hour, especially here. I'm out at my in-laws' house. I got the whole family here, so I don't want to keep them. They're all being very, very quiet for me. I think we have to go watch some Ted Lasso. If you've never seen Ted Lasso, you need to get open on that. Red open tomorrow. We shall see. We shall see. VOO and VTI, yeah, trade them back and forth, go back and forth. I think it's a little repetitive to hold both. I do own both, but in different portfolios. So it depends on where I'm at with that wash rule. So for example, my Roth right now is in VOO because we haven't had a correction since I had VTI, but something like my M1 Finance portfolio is at VTI because I opened that after the last correction, and if there's a correction, we'll go to VOO. I can just show you that real quick if you guys want to see that portfolio quick. And also, too, I have stock Rover up here, guys. There's a link for that. It's really, really nice. We had the big movers, the most active stocks this week, so this is the most volume here. The big gainers. I think Tyson Foods, somebody in the Discord did really, really well. Might have been Aaron. But we see a lot of great moves here. It's funny, Pfizer for the S&P 500 is in the top 10 biggest growth. They grew 7% last week. But if we go to losers, there's Moderna. So they're down this week. So let me see if I can log into the M1 Finance real quick. Dude, I freaking love M1 Finance. I'm trying to get everybody onto it. Just for the buy and hold people. Like, obviously no options. You can't buy stocks during the day, but just for as far as like set it and forget it. It's really, really nice. So here it is. And I assume if I set my computer up right, nobody's told me that they couldn't see stuff. So I assume that you can see my desktop right now. Opened it on March 22nd, up about 10%. 80% of his index funds, 20% in stocks. The two index funds are VOO and VUG in there. If we go back, the stocks that I own in here, in the stock portfolio, this is what they look like. Not a ton, all somewhere between 15 and 7%. To be honest, I don't really love the mouse these days, so this might come down. I might try and just get these all balanced out. If we look at all the holdings, here they are. The top unrealized gain for me is a good old Google up 10%, and I promise Vuzi is probably the basement for me. Yeah, Vuzi, I'm taking a 22% hit on Vuzi right now. Oh, sweet. That's awesome. You can see it. Yeah, my Roth is with Cole. It's a great idea. Like I was telling my buddy before, if I already didn't have a Roth with Vanguard, I would probably get it with M1. It's just every time I log into Vanguard, they tell me that they're going to that the new app is coming soon and the app is going to be great. But every time I log on, waiting for that new app, it's not happening. Let's see. Don't sell, but rebuy and average down. Yep, exactly. No wash rule for crypto yet. I'm only options 80% selling them. Awesome. Some people would do that just at my age and the time I have to devote to it. I just really, really don't have any time. Yeah, David, the Vanguard app sucks. The Beacon app has hope, but you can't do anything on it yet, so it's beta. So maybe that Beacon app will become everything that it needs to become. Guys, like I said, thanks so much. If you're not in the Discord, you want to consider it. I'm sure 2/3 of the people in here are in the Discord. They don't need to really, they could pretty much speak for me. They sell it themselves. Is your Roth 100% VTI, VTSAX? 100%. Let me see if I can show that. I don't know if I can see. The thing with showing Vanguard is they just have account numbers all over the screen. Let me just see if I can log into this quick if they flash the account numbers. If not, I do in my videos. If you look at my most recent Roth IRA videos, like type in Bradfin Roth IRA, I did go in and talk about how I am just VTSX. I frankly just don't have time to worry about it. I want my Roth just to be completely set it and forget it. I want my Roth just to be, something I don't have to worry about. And as long as I can do that, hold on, I got the dual, I have to put in authenticate, whatever that is. 1-6, continue. Oops. Sorry. Seeing if I can log into Vanguard. Roth IRA. Let's see. Does this have? Yeah, it does have my. Let me see. Maybe I can zoom in. Yeah, I think that's good. Let me see. I'll show you. Just full transparency. Yep. So here's my Roth. Boom. There it is. All VTSAX. That's all it is. Okay. But like I said, I do talk about that inside my other videos. All right, guys, let's play Who's Going to Win the Last Chat. I think Robin won it last week. And like I said, just if you are subscribed, hit the notification bell because I'm definitely going to do it every Sunday, but I'm going to throw and sprinkle some in during the week. Do you recommend any good banks? I use Chase personally, mostly just because of where they are and their access. That's really the only reason. All right, guys, take it easy. Thank you so much.